All right, guys, it's Brian Nips here with God's Country, and today is May 30th, 2022, Memorial Day. I've been mowing and weed eating all day, and now I'm going to take some time on this 90-plus degree day. We're going to ride back here in the woods at this farm that I hunt on here in Lincoln County. Then I've got a bag up here on the front of the four-wheeler with two mineral blocks and two cameras. So I'm gonna set some cameras out and set mineral blocks out in preparation for bow season coming up the last Saturday in September. And I know with 90-some degree temperatures, and here we are in the summer, probably the last thing most people's thinking of is deer season, but bow season will be here before you know it, and you don't want to wait for bow season to start to get out there and start making preparations. So I'm going to do what I can, set these mineral blocks out, and what I'll do is I'll check them once a month up until September. Then I'll increase my frequency, and hopefully we'll get some good pictures of some good bucks that we'll be able to hunt this fall. So I'm gonna ride up this mountain, and I'll meet you out in the woods somewhere, and we'll set these cameras up. All right, what I've done is I've come up here and parked the four-wheeler. I just come across that field there, which I don't know if you can see or not. That beautiful, there's a ladder stand there. A guy killed a real big buck out of it during rifle season. I had that buck on camera, but I never could get a shot at it with a bow. But anyway, I've driven over here and I've parked it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna walk my way out this trail. So this time of year, of course, goes without saying, I want to watch out for snakes. But also, when I get done, I want to check myself for ticks. Ticks are bad this year, and ticks ain't nothing to fool around with. So when I get done here, I'll check myself real good. Try not to transport any in my truck, and then when I get home I'll take a shower and try to check myself again. But man, in this hollow down here, I hunted it some last year. I seen several deer in the hollow. I would see several deer riding to my stand out in this field. I seen some decent bucks there, but out here where I'm going, I seen several deer here last year and several bucks in real life and on camera. So I know there were several bucks that made it, that did not get killed. I'm hoping that they're back in here this year. So I'm gonna walk out this trail, and when I get out here to the end of the point where my ground blind is, we'll set the mineral blocks up. All right, guys, I made it out here to the ground blind, and it's still in good shape. I just had to pop one of the sides out. But as you can see, I've got it in this fallen tree. So it's got a natural look to it. It's not brushed in necessarily, but it's been up for a year. So them deer ain't gonna pay no attention to it. As a matter of fact, last year they walked right in front of it. Didn't bother them a bit. But let me show you kind of a view. My chair's in there, and I'm gonna show you where them deer come from. Them deer either come from straight ahead, or they come from my left off that hill, or they come from my right down in that hollow. And it's so green, I know you can't really tell, but there's a hollow down over that hill, and them deer walk up out of that hollow, and that's where they come in at. And right in here in this clearing, as you can see, it's kind of open. You can see my Walmart bag down there that's got my camera and mineral blocks, which I'm Gary set out. That's where I tried to get them to come. I tried to get them to come in that clearing right there. That gives me a 15 to 20 yard shot, pretty open, and I'm hid pretty good in this ground blind. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a camera and set it out down there, put a mineral block out, and then I'll go and take the other camera and I might go over in there a little bit and set a different one out. And I just pulled a tick off of me, guys. And see if I can get one coming in there. So this will all change by the time, another tick. This will all change by the time hunting season rolls around, obviously. But now's the time to be getting the mineral blocks out and the camera set. A lot of people like to wait till a week before season. In my opinion, that's too late. Right now's the time to be doing it. It's hot, nobody really wants to fool with it. I get that. I don't really want to fool with it myself, but you got to force yourself to do it. So let's go down here and set a camera up and a mineral block up right down in there. All right, guys, one of the things I wanted to show you was I've set this mineral block out, but I want you to notice how they've been pawing the ground, and you can see the roots of that one tree showing. You can see where there's no leaves. It's kind of wet in there. That's because last year I had a mineral block out here. A lot of times, the year after you set a mineral block out, you see a lot of results where in the off season they've been hitting it. But clearly you can tell where this ground is bare. So that's what deer does. That's what will happen to this. Some of these minerals will go in the ground and they'll paw that ground, lick it, and get the minerals out of it. So you can see where we already established one mineral block from last year. And I want to show you where that's at. There's my tree stand. Here's the mineral block. Now, by no means am I suggesting when you come to hunt that all these deer is going to run out here and hit this mineral block. That's not how it works. And there's my camera. So I got one set up. Let's go get the other one set up. All right, I wanted to show you this second mineral block. As you can see, there's a trail that goes around here. I've got the mineral block right down here. And what they do, you can see this trail, is they walk around this way, and my ground blind is to the right up there at the end of this. They come around here. Now I want to show you where most of them deer come from. If you can see it, is this hollow. This is a big, deep hollow. Now I'm gonna tell you something about hunting a hollow. A lot of people like to go down in the hollow where the deer are. But when you do that, often, more times than not, you're gonna run them deer out of the hollow. But if you'll set up, like up here on this flat, and try to draw them deer from the hollow to you, they won't get near as spooked. But I don't care how quiet you are, when you go slipping down in that hollow, you think you're being quiet. But the truth is, you're usually running them deer out. So I try to avoid from going down in there, and hopefully when I shoot one, it does not run to the bottom of that hollow. Last year I shot one and it run out here and stopped, fell over, and I got him. Nice 8-point. But anyway, I'm gonna walk on out this trail. I'm already out here in the woods. I'm just gonna see if I could maybe possibly find a shed on this trail. Probably not, but it's certainly a possibility. And so I've got the camera set, I've got the mineral blocks out. Like I say, I'll check them once a month until September comes. Then when September comes, I'll probably mix in a little bit of feed. Apple corn is usually what I use. And I'll probably start checking the cameras once a week at that point. And by then, their horns will be grown out enough, we should know what's in here. So hopefully it's a good year. One thing about it, it'll be a blessing to get outdoors and get to hunt in these woods, and I'm looking forward to it. We'll see if we can find a shed out through here. All right, guys. Well, I've got the ground blind is set up nice and neat. 2 cameras out, 2 mineral blocks out. There's a nice stand he has overlooking this field. And he told me I'm more than welcome to hunt out of it. The problem is, I do not like climbing and I do not like heights. It's a shame because last year on opening day of rifle season, first hour of the morning, a guy kills a big buck out of there. And there's no doubt I hunted out here by myself all bow season. I could have probably shot that deer with that bow if I wasn't so afraid of heights. But I'm glad he got it. Congratulations to him. But this is a beautiful field that we have access to. I try to stay out of the field as much as possible and just set in the ground blind. I love hunting out of the ground blinds. I think they're awesome. I've never had trouble with deer smelling me. I've had them walk right in front of the ground blind. And so, I have no complaints about a ground blind. I can sit in there and play on my phone and not get busted. And I ain't gonna lie to you, it's what I do. But anyway, I know it's hot. I know a lot of people, the furthest thing from their mind is deer season, but I'm telling you, it'll be on you before you know it. Get them ladder stands set up, get them ground blinds set up, get that mineral blocks put out, cameras up. Now's the time to kick it in gear. Don't wait. If you put it off, it'll sneak up on you and you'll be unprepared. So I'll be shooting my crossbow here in a couple weeks. Make sure both them crossbows are sighted in, and I'll be checking cameras, and I'll put pictures up to show you what we're seeing and show you the bucks that are in here. And hopefully there's some good ones. I'm sure there will be. Well, now I'm going to get home, and I've got these bugs in my ear and everything else. I'm going to get home, get a shower, get cleaned up, and we'll be out in God's country in the next couple days somewhere doing something. Until then, God bless.